What is up, everybody? I am Mumphy. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, thank you so much for joining. In today's video, I got a fun install for the Tacoma. We're going to be putting in the power tailgate lock. Stay tuned. Alright, as you can see, I have everything that comes with the kit here on the tailgate. You got 4 bags that house everything. You've got your wire protector, you've got the wire harness, you've got the actual actuator, and then you have the short bed harness. Now, I will say that if you have the long bed, you're gonna have to make sure that you get the long bed kit because the short bed wire harness will not fit because obviously it's going to be short. The other thing is that it comes with instructions, and I'll show you the part number if you have the short bed. A couple other things you're going to need. You will need something to mark the current wiring harness attached to the tailgate. Something like a whiteout, or in my case I have a silver permanent marker. You'll also need a drill bit and a T30 bit for all the screws that are on the tailgate.
Perfect.
Alright, now that we have all the screws out, we'll be able to remove that panel. Okay, now we're going to mark our wiring harness because we need to keep the distance that the stock layout has. So we'll take our marker and mark where those are, and then we'll pull out these tabs holding the harness on because we'll be replacing those with these.
Perfect.
Alright, so I went ahead and show you, I marked it there and there with my permanent marker. Now we'll just remove the tabs that are holding the harness in. Alright, so I took those clips off for you, so you can see here, they snap around the wire and then clip in. So what you'll do is you'll end up pushing these down and moving the clip out, but you still won't be able to get it undone because it's still got a latch here. So what I suggest doing is taking a screwdriver, and you're able to just kind of pry that open, and then you can release the wire from the protector. Now, as you can see, there's a difference because we're going to be adding a wire through here and then just replacing the old wire protectors, and making sure that we attach it to the points that we mark on the wire. So we'll be taking our Tacoma tailgate wiring harness. This is the one that we're going to be running through, and it'll dangle underneath the truck until we're ready to put on the main body harness. Alright, and now with the openings that we have, Toyota says that we need to take this one and we'll feed it through the tailgate side, and then the other end will feed into the body. Alright, so as you can see, we put this end through the tailgate side and the other end is running into the body here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install these new clips on the wires that we have after running our power to the actuator. We'll just close, they'll actually go on top of each other. Alright, and just to bring you in, I did get the clips in. They do go top and bottom. I do have my mark there and my mark there. You'll want to run the new wiring harness for the power lock on the bottom and keep the camera on top. Now, Toyota provides a bunch of zip ties, so we're actually going to zip tie these to hold those together, and then we'll start running the actuator. Alright, so now we can work on the actuator install. You'll need a 10mm for the bolt that we're going to tie into, and we're just going to be tying into this first hole, and then it's got this little cutout that aligns to a portion on the lock mechanism that'll hold this in place. So before we actually install the actuator, we'll go ahead and plug it in, and we'll just kind of slide it back behind everything. Now, before I do, the power cord actually comes with a clip that will slide right into there, just keeping everything out of the way. So now we'll go ahead and install the actuator. tighten that down. Now we'll put our retention nut on there. We will want to press down and make sure that that's secure so it doesn't come off. As you can see, I've got the retention nut on there. We've got our 10 mil installed right there. The actuator keys into that little slot, and then back behind we're all connected up. It was a little hard to see back here. We have our connection made. We can test the actuator. So it goes out, pushes back in, and I'll test that with the key. All right, so I have the key in the tailgate. Here we go. We've got function, we've got the wires going in there. Now we can work on installing the body harness. And then just one last thing, we'll just run a zip tie that holds this wire down so that way that's secure and this wire isn't flopping around. Now we're ready to install this big long body harness. This is going to actually connect up under the passenger side kick panel. We're going to be running it underneath here. We will be popping out a grommet that is found under here and replacing it with the one that's provided. And then down the strand you actually have a bunch of foil. This is to kind of help protect because we will be running it alongside the exhaust back to the end where we'll connect the actuator wire to the end of this. I've already pre-popped my kick panel. Remove a retention screw. The passenger kick panel should just remove. Now, that grommet we're going to be replacing is actually under the passenger seat, and you can just push down on that and it'll fall out underneath. Now I'll show you underneath where that grommet is. Alright, so as you come under the truck on the passenger side, you'll see I've got my CBI sliders, and then as you look up here you've got a rubber grommet here, and the one that we pushed out is actually over here where my finger is, so it's right behind this plastic box. So we'll run our wire down and along and connect to the back of the truck.
Perfect.
Next, we'll be able to run our wires through the provided loom, and then we'll connect into the control harness that's up behind the kick panel here. So as we come in, you'll see that we've got four ports. We got one down the bottom that's a black connection. We have a white connection here, and then we've got two more whites up on the top. We're actually going to be removing the one at the top right. I went ahead and unplugged it, and this is going to plug in to this end, and this is going to replace that plug, so that way our power door locks control the tailgate power lock. So plug that all in, and then what we'll do is we will zip tie this back behind to secure that. Just hold that all back behind the kick panel. Just went ahead and locked these back down. Had the wire going through the first one. Doesn't seem to fit through the second or the third, so I just ran it along the side here. But our side kick panel should go back on, and we should be good to go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run our power wire along to the back so I can attach the end to our power tailgate. I'll be back after I run this. Alright, I've got everything zip tied up. Here's the wire. Got a zip tie there, zip tie there, zip tie there. And then we get into kind of the metal. So I've got a zip tie up there and there. And as you can kind of see, I just kind of routed it up over the frame. It comes back down there, comes up and over. I've zip tied a couple of spots here. You can see it there, just up, over the top here. And so I put a zip tie there. Here's the connection for the power lock, the tailgate lock, which just came out right here. So what I did is I wrapped this wire up and around. I had plenty, so I just kind of zip tied it here. There's still plenty of play if need be, and then came back around and connected it there. So now we should be good for testing. All right, it's time to do a test. Here we go. Let's lock it up. And unlock. Sweet, we got everything working. Everything's hooked up correctly. Now we just need to put back the tailgate cover and we are good to go. Perfect. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. We got everything put back together. It is working. Now I don't have to worry about somebody stealing my tailgate. That's nice. But now I still got to touch the keys. Oh, it was already locked. Ah, there it is. But now I got to touch the keys every once in a while. Oh well, can't win them all, I guess. But thanks for checking out this video. If you found it useful, please consider subscribing. I appreciate it. Hit that like button if you want to see more videos like this. I've still got a few more things coming down the line for you guys. Just a little quick sneak peek at something else coming down the line, if I could talk. But anyway, thanks again for joining me on this video. Leave a comment, hit that like button, and we'll catch you in the next video. Perfect. Peace. Perfect.